Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and we're using the front-facing part of the camera today because I wanted to make sure everything is in frame. What is this video all about? This video is all about the stuff that I bought in the last maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And I'm making this video only because I am gonna say just as shocked at the amount of stuff that I bought in the last 2 weeks. I've been hunting Rosses around my area for quite a bit, and it got to the point that I was going every other day just to find some stuff that I wanted to get from the Star Wars Vintage Collection, like the 4-pack droids. I wanted to get more of the 3-pack battle droids from over there. I haven't found any more. I'm still looking for one more of the Imperial hallway just to complete the set that I wanted to do in my mind. Um, I'm still looking for the Sabine lightsaber. I'm not really collecting lightsabers, but for $25-$30, I want to get one. Anyway, it got to the point that I was spending over $100 in gas, and I wasn't getting anything. It's been dried up the last 2 weeks, so I stopped that. I started going beginning last week. I would only go once a week to do my 3 or 4 Ross runs. Anyway, so, and it's surprising. It's just, anyway, so I cleaned out my car to get the stuff that I have in there. And we'll start off with Jinx and the Fantastic Four Spider-Man version from Ross. I wasn't really interested in these two. I actually got them for somebody else, but he doesn't need them anymore. I'll honestly, I should return this. This was $25 and I don't need it. But if I find the receipt, maybe I will. This one, I think I will keep. I already have the one that I pre-ordered. I bought my copy from Ross just in case, and then this one, it's an army builder. Maybe I can use her for a ninja thing anyway, so maybe I'll keep those two. And then in the whole week or 2 weeks that I went through Ross's, like maybe 3 times in that week, all I found was this one, the Superior Iron Man, which I don't even know if I have any. That's why I picked it up. And then I found the gold Mark 1 Iron Man, and I left it, which is surprising since I'm a big Iron Man fan. I left it because I think I had spent a lot the previous week already, so I was trying to cut down. And I already have a lot of that version, the silver one. I have one gold one, but having thought on that, I kind of regretted it. And I saw these guys. I bought 2. Like I said, I'm a big Iron Man. I left 2 more. There was a lot when I left it, $10 each. And that's why I kind of left the gold one, because it was $10. I already have a gold one, and I have, I think, 5 of the silver ones. That's why I think I left it. But that's from last week. And then that's it. That was like the 2 weeks. So I kind of thought, oh, it's dried up. I kind of lost the fever of searching and everything. So today I went out because I had to do a bunch of stuff. I had to buy a bunch of stuff for the house. So I did my run, and I wanted to get the Jaina Super Friends, Jaina and Gleek exclusive or red platinum or something like that. I can't remember these McFarlane things anyway. I already pre-ordered everything else. That's the only one I don't have, and I want to get it. So I went and searched for my Walmart, and I hit 1, 2, 3 targets, and I couldn't find anything. In this run, I hit 1, 2, 3 targets, and I hit 1, 2, 3, 4 Rosses today. And you guys might know, you should know, I've been seeing these on sale, the stuff that they've been saying it's on sale, but I never really paid attention to it. This one, so this is the first thing I bought, was the King Hiss, $12.99. I've been looking at this. It's Origins. I'm not really into Origins. I am into Filmation cartoon collection, the cartoon collection from He-Man, and I think, and I don't definitely this from the Turtles and Grayskull collaboration. So I'm not really interested in. But look, this is freaking kind of amazing every time I look at it. But $12.99 again. I didn't want to just buy stuff when I'm at Ross just for the sake of buying stuff, because I already began to realize I was spending a lot of money in Ross. I think my whole trip, the last trip in Ross, I spent like $300 or so, or it accumulated like that. I was looking at my bills and everything. So yeah, it wasn't really fun. Anyway, so for today, this is starting now. This is today's run. It started with King Hiss, and then I went to Target, and I think somebody was is it Disavowed Action Figures, one of his runs on YouTube. It's one of those guys that was doing all these daily runs, and he was talking about this. This is the Fireman G.I. Joe Classified Legacy. I was not interested in pre-ordering this. I'm actually gonna stop pre-ordering a lot of the Legacy collection because they're just regular folks. And I didn't get the Policeman one, and I did not get this one, so it was $35. $35. It's getting up there, guys. I just don't want to spend too much money, but I did see this at Target, and it was 25% off, and so it ended up being $24, which is the old price for regular Joes. In which case, I said, okay, maybe I'll go ahead and grab two. I grabbed two, one for each head, and then maybe I'll use the other head for something else. And then while I was there, I was looking around again, looking for Jaina Super Friends, and did not find it. But I did look at this one, and it's the Tactical Agent for $17. This is the wrong receipt. This was $17, so it's like, usually my Black Series price that I'm interested in is around $8 to $12, and I usually just go for Siths, Troopers, and maybe some of the Royal Guards from the Emperor. But I did, yeah, I'll talk about that. But when I first saw this one, I was kind of interested in it, and wasn't paying $25 for it. But for $17, I was like, okay, $17. That's the first Ross that I went into. And then I went to a Ross. I didn't find anything, which is kind of a bummer. And that's $80 right there. This is $25, $25, $17. That's $80. And then, wait, was it $80? Why could it become 80 plus tax? Maybe 25, 25, 18, 50, 68. Hold on a second. Yeah, it was $74 plus tax, so $650 become $80. Ugh. Yeah, I know. So I didn't hit. So I went to another Ross, and so I hit Target, Ross, and then I hit another Target, in which I saw this online, but I want to see it for myself, because this one. I saw it was on sale for, how much was this? $29.95? $29.99. Originally, it was like, I think $40. And I like the movie. I'm not going to go in there to an in-depth review of the movie, but I really do like the movie in this one. I feel like it captured the characters well. At first, initially, I didn't like the Johnny Storm character because he was too mature. But if you look closely into the time frame of the Fantastic Four, it was around the time frame, I think, when Reed Richards had disappeared and Sue Storm was looking for him. In which case, this was when the Fantastic Four changed membership, when it was only Johnny Storm and the Thing, and they started recruiting, funnily enough, and I didn't even realize the connection, other Marvel characters, and that's why you have a Fantastic Four, Wolverine, Spider-Man. I'm not sure if this is, because in that run they didn't have costumes. I think this might be a newer rendition of that collaboration. But in the first one, when Reed Richards disappeared and Sue Storm was off looking for him, it was only the Human Torch and Thing. I'm digressing. Anyway, during that time run, the Human Torch of Johnny Storm was more mature, more taking on more of an aspect of leadership. So he's not the play happy-go-lucky character that I know of or am familiar with. And I initially didn't like him before I saw the movie because I liked Chris Evanson's version where he's more kind of like a gigolo and all that stuff. This guy wasn't really playing it. He was almost playing it straight with a little bit of fun theatrics with the thing. But actually, the movie actually captured that time frame perfectly well. I think they all played very well. Even the actress Sue Storm, which I wasn't initially on board with because I didn't know anything about her, but she played it well as a pregnant mother. So that was really good too. Anyway, because I like the movie, I'm digressing. I'm still not buying the 6-inch version unless it goes on sale. The only reason I was interested in this one because it was on sale for $30. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll count that as one figure. It's got like the mini Franklin Richards and the bot. So it's basically 5 characters for $30. So it's kind of like what, $6 a piece. So that's good. But before I bought it online, I wanted to see if it was going to be 3.75, not 4 inches. This is from the Epic World series of Hasbro, which also includes, funnily enough, and I'm kind of like jumping around here, I also bought this from that same Star Wars, the Epic World version of Star Wars. Now this, guys, this is the future of Star Wars for us, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is unsustainable for them to be charging us $20 for a 3.75 figure. I think a lot of us are going to start dropping off at this point, because $20 now, and it's not stopping at that point. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit 23, and it's not going to reach 25, the 3.75 in the next 2 years, but it will creep closer towards that price range. And for the vintage collection. But this is the future of Star Wars. I'm not going to do a review on this one right now. It's not quite 5 points of articulation, which is a good thing. But this is usually $8. It was on sale, and I got it for $4.99. Now, jumping back into this one, this is going to be a long video. The reason why I got this was because I wanted to make sure that it was compatible with the 3.75 Star Wars collection that I have. And I didn't realize that it was from the Epic World action. If I had known that, because I knew that the Star Wars Epic World version is compatible in terms of size, height, not necessarily the design, with Star Wars Vintage Collection. In fact, hold on a second. So in fact, I didn't show this, but here's the Epic World whatever Mandalorian, and this is the vintage Mandalorian. Look, see that? They're the same height. Now this is wider. This is the older version of the Epic World, and this is the only thing I don't like is the differences across the figures. This is the old version of the Epic World, in which, is this the Epic World? Yeah, it is. Because this one also only has 5 points of articulation, which kind of sucks. But not all Epic World figures are the same. In fact, hold on a second again. So this is another Epic World figure. Again, $8 per figure usually. This one has joints, elbow twist, joint on the elbow as well, 90 degrees. The legs on this one is different. It's actually kind of like a barbell, so it can go forward and back. It's not like this one where it's just a straight front and nothing on the side. And then it's got a knee bend. Doesn't have anything on the ankle, but it's got a knee twist as well. There's no thigh cuts. And in some of them, yeah, this one, you can't see it because of the way the armor is, because it actually has a hinge ball joint in there as well. And then of course the head twists. This is the usual advanced articulation that the Epic World has, and $8 for 3.75. It's not, I mean, the detail is lacking compared to a Star Wars 3.75, as you can see, but in a crowd of figures, you're never gonna see it. And I have, for something like this, you're never gonna be able to tell. It's good enough, is what I'm trying to say. And $5 or $5.99, this is Target. I mean, I didn't have to drive around Ross or anything. It was just there. So I might buy more of that, and I hope for Troopers, this is gonna be my go-to. For $8, are you kidding me? This is my go-to for 3.75. This is the future. Unfortunately, we're going backwards. We're gonna get less detail, less articulation, but in an affordable price. And then we'll try to keep chugging along with the vintage collection for the more detailed, more popular characters, which I hope they'll get to soon, because I really don't think that vintage collection has a lot more future. It's not just vintage. I think Black Series, every 6-inch line, toys are gonna die off pretty soon. And I'm not being doom and gloom. It's just, I don't know about you guys, but I cannot afford to pay $30 per figure on what they're offering. If it was like Mayfex quality, where you have multiple heads, multiple hands, blast effects, stands, and they're offering that for $30, then I'll continue to buy that with newer characters, but not necessarily refurbished characters. You know what I mean? Because my Marvel Legends or my Star Wars Black Series is good enough. Again, I digress. I bought 2 of those at that same Ross, Target, the second Target. But not only that, I also bought the Fantastic Car. Fantastic Car was also on sale. Regular price, does it say? $33 is the regular price for this one. Yeah, so the regular price for this one is $29. I got it for $22.49. And the regular price for this one is $34, and I got it for $24. So it's got a thing, and I kind of like the thing being half naked. It's a vehicle for $24. I've printed vehicles, and this would have cost me probably $5 in printer material, filament. But this is $25, and it's got a figure. It's hard to print figures. I can tell you that right now. At least it's hard to print figures in terms and get articulation, is what I would say. So for $25, that's actually a good enough price for me. I love 3D printing, but with the amount of time it takes and the cost of, even the filament cost is way, like maybe 10% of what it usually would be if you were to buy it outside on an actual retail price. But still, for $25, I just buy it. It's already painted, no hassle. So that's also an $80 purchase, right? Let's see, $90. So I'm already at, the King Hiss was 12, so this is 90, so that's 100. And then the first Ross one was 80, so it's $180, right? Oh, I'm killing myself. So like, I forgot, and that's why it's $90, because I also bought this one. I was not interested in buying this one, but you might have seen some of my videos where I ended up buying all the kids from, what's the name of that show? Star Wars. I don't even like that show that much. Skeleton Crew, that's right there. I just hope they do a second season, and I just hope the second season's better. I'm just hoping the season 1, which I really didn't like, was kind of like a groundwork, and I'm willing to support that. That's why I never really disliked not Ahsoka, but the Acolyte. I felt like even though it wasn't perfect, because I'm not a deep Star Wars fan, so I'm not bothered by broken lore by these TV shows, but I like the fact that it's grounding a story base that you can build off of, is what I like. Anyway, I digress again. This was $35, and it was on sale again, $25 off of Target. I guess they have a lot of $25, 20% off. Not $20 off, 25% off on Target right now. So I went ahead and bought it. I'm just like, I got everybody, I might as well. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I have Jude Law's character in the 6 series. I have the Pirate Wolf. I have the vintage. Yeah, I have the vintage of that. I might have to look. I don't know. My next video, if I ever get a chance, and I'm trying to, trust me guys, I'm trying to. I want to show off where all these guys, once I rip it out of the box, are going, because I don't have any room for all these boxes. Actually, I'll show it to you right now. Don't be very, very surprised. This is maybe since June. All the stuff that I reviewed has been going into this box. It's all in this box that I kind of need to. That's gonna be my next video. I'll put it in the table, and I swear I will display them. Anyway, that's the second Ross, a second Target. Then I jump onto my third Ross. I had nothing in there, so I jumped into another Ross, the fourth one, the final one on my leg, and nothing, absolutely nothing at Ross right now. And I met with a guy that I saw earlier in the last month, and he says the same thing. He's not seeing anything at all right now, which is, I'm kind of glad I stopped spending all that gas money. And he and I have the same taste, so I'm pretty sure that if he didn't find anything, I wouldn't have found anything as well. Anyway, so my last Target run, again, I'm still looking for the Jaina Super Friends, and I couldn't find it. How much? What am I in at? $180. So I'm looking, and you know me, Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, Jaina, nothing. And I saw this, and I said, like, because I saw a lot of this at Walmart, at my local Walmart, and I'm waiting for them to go on clearance because nobody's buying this crap for $28. I wasn't buying it for $24. I don't understand why anybody would buy it at $28. You know what I mean? But so there's like 10 of these hanging on the pegs at my local Walmart. I'm waiting for them to go on clearance. But at $28, what would be the clearance price be? I was wondering. It's like, if it was 18, I would freaking buy it. No questions asked. But this was, again, at 25 or 35% off. So this is $27 or $28 at Walmart right now. I believe at the Target, it's still at $25.99. They're still not pushing forward on the price, which makes sense. They got it at the $25.99 price range. Why would they up it to $28? That's just Walmart being greedy. Anyway, rant over. $20. I know on the website it says $21.50. On the local store that I got to is $19.99. And I'm like, I hate the fact that I'm paying $20 for a 3.75 figure. That's the world we live in now. I'm going to have to accept it. But it does come with a lot of stuff, which is probably going to get lost somewhere. And I love this design. So I bit the bullet and I bought not one, not two, and not three. One second. But four. Yes, I cleaned out the whole rack. I'm sorry. If I like something and I do troop build, I need at least 5. If I can push it, 10. So I need one more of these. I don't think I ever bought. I would never buy this. So I don't think I have a version of this guy. So I know online they're $21.50. I might succumb and buy one more just to complete the 5. And then I'll wait and see if they ever go on sale on my Walmart and I can try to find 5 more. I wish it was $16, $17, but at $20, I'm thinking it's not going to get any lower than that. The only other way this is going to get lower is if it goes on Ross. And if this thing goes on Ross, you will not be able to see it. One person ahead of you will clean out the whole store. How do I know that? If I see this at Ross and I see 5 of them, I'll clear it out because I need 10. I'm sorry. It's just I love Star Wars. I am a troop builder, and yeah, it's just the nature of the beast for us collectors. You can't like that. Like, I don't feel bad about that, but once I hit my limit, 10 is enough. Like, even 10, I'm contemplating $200. That's $20 each. That's $200. So yeah. Anyway, I did it. It's just 4 right now, but I'm contemplating getting him. Yeah, but once I lose interest, once I've gotten my quota, because it's an expensive hobby. Like, for example, the ATST, I did not touch it. $50 is way too much for me. I already have the old versions of ATSTs, and I have like 5 or 6 of them. And this is just reissue. No changes whatsoever to the original ones. Just paint decos. And $50 is too much for me. I wasn't gonna pay for that. So I found 4 ATSTs on 2 different occasions. I left it all for the next collector. And I hope that it fell on the collector's hands and not some scalper. Anyway, so yeah, that's $80. Remember, I'm already at $180, so that's $260 today. I'm not done yet. So I had to buy lunch. I was in a hurry, and I went to my local My D-Pens collectible shop, and they have this for $10. This is actually kind of expensive for me for a vintage collection that's old. Something like this, I prefer to buy at $5, $5 to $8. So this is kind of expensive, but it's Admiral Akbar. And I'm thinking, it's like, I don't think I have an Admiral Akbar, which is weird, because you would think I would get it. But I picked it up, and then I saw the droid here. The medical droid. I just bought the back to tank for Luke, which is somewhere in this mess. And I was like, I know I have this. But I was like, it would be cool, just in case I don't have it. It's only $10. But remember, for me, these are usually like $5 or $7 that I'm looking for. So I picked it up. I was gonna buy it, then I changed my mind and I put it back on the shelf. I was walking away, and they have the shelf of old Star Wars and everything. And I saw this. It's like Mace Windu, Black Series. I have a Mace Windu, but not in the Clone War armor like this. And I'm like, dang, that looks cool. And it's like, wait, what? $10? Are you sure it's $10? And I asked around and said, yep, it's $10. Sure enough. And he said it's also 50% off. 15% off? Well, in that case, I might as well pick this up. It's like, you can have multiple medical droids, and I really don't know if I have Admiral Akbar. On a side note, I do have Admiral Akbar. So that's $30, or minus the 15% off, so it's almost $30 because of plus tax. Remember, I was already $180. Plus the 80s, $260, plus the 30s, $300 today. What? $300 in one run. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. In one run, less than 3 hours run. And I'm like kicking myself, like, but it's all discounted. But wait, I'm not done yet. As I'm clearing out my car, and I'm like kidding myself for spending $300 when I'm finally getting a hold of my credit card debt. I'll have it paid off down to 10%, 30% of what it was a few months ago by January. Maybe not anymore. But wait, so while I was hitting myself on that, I realized and remembered, and I never showed it to you guys. I was going through OfferUp, and there's an offer for, yeah, that's why you're seeing these boxes on the side. Joy Toys. Joy Toys You might not know. I very seldom put them on my channel. They're very good figures. It comes with, oh, it's upside down, but this works. It's a fully articulated robot, and the older version has articulated hands. And basically, it's all plastic. Basically, it has a basic skeleton structure, and then that they work off. I think they have like 3 models of the basic skeletal structure, and then they slap on these armor parts that changes the configuration of the robot. This is steel bone version. Let's see, Iron Wrecker 01. This should be the steel bone 0, the steel bone assault mecha. This is usually going for $75. They have a smaller version that's the Iron Wrecker. This one says Iron Wrecker, but I'm pretty sure this is not the Iron Wrecker. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe this is off of the Iron. So this is, if this is the Iron Wrecker, that's usually going for around $50 to $60. And then the steel bone is usually going for $70. So these are used. And I found this place, Echotown in Fountain Valley. And I've never been there, but I was kind of curious. It's a great place. Oh my God, it's such a great place. It is usually a price that I wouldn't go. It's a great place to visit, I should say. But because I know the pricing for the Joy Toys, I know this is $50. This is $45. So online was $45. They had 5 used ones. And I went in there thinking I might purchase all 5 for $45. That's like 200 plus, right? And I went over there. It's $40. That's not the only surprise that I met going to that store. They didn't have 5. They had 7. And I'm like, $40 and they have 7. I'm like, well, I might as well buy the whole 7. But, and the cool thing about this store is because it's used, you do get the chance to inspect it, and I did. Now, obviously, I cannot inspect it part per part. This has a lot of parts. A lot of parts. Like, you're literally talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's at least 40 or 50 pieces. And by the way, if you didn't see, it comes with a figure. That's the most important thing that I was looking for, is that the robot looked complete with the arm, with the weapons, but most importantly, the figure was there. Because the figure alone, if you were to buy it, it's about $18 to $20. This is a 1/24th scale, if I didn't talk about it, 1/25th scale, which is the reason why I kind of stopped buying Joy Toys, because the scale does not fit anywhere in my collection. But these are such a great value for what you're getting. It's got some issues with maybe looseness of joints. Things will keep falling off because remember, you're pegging in these armor parts, so it's gonna be figgly. But yeah, $40. So I did mention I bought 7 of them, right? So here's one, the Iron Wrecker. Here's Steel Bone. So this is taller. These guys are usually $70, $80. When I inspected this one, all 6 of them had the figures. One was missing a figure, but it is used. So I knew that I was buying $40 for what they had. So I knew that even if one was missing a figure, I couldn't really negotiate down the price, because plus the others were such a good deal. This is also a steel bone. So again, steel bone frame. This is the white color. This is the sand color. But usually there's more differences between the two. We'll probably see more. This is another steel bone. Oh, this one. See the difference. This is the one that's missing the pilot, by the way. Different packaging. This is one of the earlier ones, I think. This is their newer packaging. So that's 4 already. So that's 3 steel bones. Here's another steel bone. Notice the difference between this one and that one, even though it's the same color. Look at the guns on this one on the shoulder. Doesn't have it on this one. So yeah, so that's a different steel bone. Mech. Here's another one. This is another steel bone. Here's another. I'm not gonna be doing review. The difference in this one. See how you guys have a head on this one, the chest, and then the two. Well, this one doesn't have a head. It's got a cockpit in front. That's the cool thing. That's the thing I like about Joy Toys, these guys, because I feel like they're saving money in production by building off of the base structure. By the way, in 3D printing, there's a guy, Olo, something like that, who has a file for kind of like working off the same premise as Joy Toys, where it has, here's another steel bone. So I only have one iron wrecker, which is good because that's usually around 50 to 60. Steel bones are around 70 to 80, and I got it for $40 each. So the guy I want to talk about in 3D printing, he's selling a file for the basic structure, skeletal structure, and then he builds off armor designs off of that skeletal structure, which is kind of like what Joy Toys is. And so I haven't bought his file yet. I will eventually, and I'll learn it. I'll try to figure out stuff like that. And even this one of the reasons why I bought this, I want to break down the skeleton bit of it and kind of try to think about it design-wise, CAD design-wise, and make my own eventually. Because I do love the ideas of these Joy Toys. But that guy, because it's 3D printing, I'm going to scale it up to 1/18th scale. This is 1/25th, so it should be slightly larger. Yeah, that's 40. Ooh, where am I bleeding? That's $40 each at 7. It's $280 plus tax, ended up $310. So the Joy Toy from the week before was $310. This guy's was I was already at $310 because $180, and then the 30s, that's also $210. That's $600 in the last 2 weeks. So why am I making this video? I'm not making this video to brag. I'm just making this video to kind of like hit myself on the head and says, stop for a second. You spent $600 on toys in the last month. So I know I'm still gonna go to Ross lesser because there's still some stuff I want to buy. But this is a reminder for me to say, you gotta stop for a second and pay off some of that car debt to shrink it a little bit, manage it, because I need to save some money. Anyway, that's it for my haul. 40 minutes long. It's gonna pretty much stay the way it is. I mean, thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye.